Hi everybody, how you going? Steve here. Welcome back to the Command Centre. All right, fantastic. So look, I was just on Facebook before, chilling around, talking to our one of our custodian guard, Real Gits, who sent me his a picture of his awesome poppin' demon prints, and he's painting that thing up. And we were talking about some of the skin, like what colour should you do the skin and all that. And I was just saying, look, like maybe make it crimson red. I don't know. But, perhaps when he's finished it, maybe you want to chuck it on the channel, man. Send me some pictures, or if you want, let me know. I can post up the one you sent me, and we can get some advice from some of the fans and subscribers out here on the channel. So that would be awesome. So if anyone has some ideas on what color skin Real Git should do his demon prints, it's got like a red armor here, and at the moment he's got the skin's black, which I think works really well as well. And I said do it crimson, but the problem is with that is that, we have the contrast, going between the two. So it's kind of like, do you really want that? I don't know. Anyway, so look, that's basically what I was doing. And then this trailer dropped. And now I've known about Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 for a while now. And I really enjoyed the first one. And I love Battlefleet Gothic as well. It's, the actual tabletop and everything. And I'm really actually hoping that Games Workshop revamp it like they are with, Necromunda and all this kind of stuff as well. Yeah, look, we'll probably have a look at this trailer here. This is the game on Steam. So it's got a release date of 24th of January 2019. All right. Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 is the new real-time strategy game adapted from Games Workshop's fabulous tabletop game that portrays the epic space battles of Warhammer 40,000 universe, right? And yeah, so I'm a massive real-time strategy fan as well. Everybody, like you probably guessed, I'm always talking about Command and Conquer and things like that. And like if it's real and it's time and it's strategy, I've played it, and chances are I've probably as well been in the leagues or something at some point. Playing professionally and all that. So, anyway, but cool. So this is here, the price, everything. Now this is in AUD, right? So 44.95. It's pretty steep, but looking at the quality of this and the gameplay, it's looking absolutely fantastic. So I believe you could play Dark Eldar as well. There are heaps of races here. Look, we'll go into this in a second, but let's just watch the trailer. Let's just break this one down for the Emperor and check it out. Because, I mean, like what happened was I was just watching it on Facebook, and then, like I said, while I was typing back to Real Gits, and then all of a sudden, I saw this trailer popped. I was like, whoa! And then, I just stopped it, and I'm going to make a video of this. I'm going to chuck it up on the channel. So it's looking pretty awesome. And if you're not into Battlefleet Gothic, check it out, because it really is quite awesome. And yeah, but so look, not sure about how much US dollars, but that's AUD. And by the way, guys, I don't give a crap. If I'm Australian, I don't know how you guys got that. You thought I was New Zealand though, because I guess they're kind of the same thing, but I don't care, whatever, But it's good that you guys didn't know, because I don't want people because the way I see it is Aussies kind of talk like this. Hey, go, mate, we're going to go play some Warhammer, mate. Throw some nail oil on the Barbie, mate. Right? And I hope I don't speak like that. I try not to, because I hate that kind of stuff. And, New Zealand's are totally different, but guys, so New Zealand's are pretty awesome people as well. And, but they kind of talk like this, bro. Yeah, bro, we're gonna smash that guy in the game, bro. Yeah, all right, choice. So there are, not that anyone cares, right? I'm not, it's a Warhammer channel, okay? But there are different dialects, and you know what? I really don't care. You can say I'm from Mars. I don't care. So anyway, whatever. But hopefully I don't lose 10 subscribers because I'm Australian. Aside from that, though, I'm not really going to give a crap. And you know what? If I lose them, I'll lose them, whatever, okay? So anyway, let's check out this awesome trailer, all right? So, so it's pretty epic, and let's check this one out.
Welcome to part 1 of the Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 Battle Overview. The devastating broadsides and keen tactical maneuvering of Warhammer 40k's space naval combat return, but with more options, new factions, and bigger armadas with improved mechanics.
Imperial Ice Fleet, the Goth beams, the beams. Oh, this is going off, man. Look at that.
When a battle begins, you first deploy your fleet from one of the 12 playable factions.
Engaging drive!
Space is not empty, so take into account the layout of the battlefield. Capture points, minefields, drifting wreckage, gas clouds, and more will keep you on your toes. Enemy ships initially appear as radar blips, the tonnage and armament of each enemy vessel being a mystery. Every faction approaches stealth in a different way, with some capable of completely hiding their entire force through advanced technology or ancient secrets, while others use the environment to do so. Your probes and scout fighters allow you to spy on the enemy fleet before engaging them.
Oh, look at that macro cannon. Oh, this is gonna go off. Random speed. You got the voices.
Maneuvering is critical, and unique faction-based abilities allow you to move and position your ships. Powerful Imperial engines, the enigmatic bone sculptures of the Azayani, terrifying organic constructions of the Tyranids, each faction has its own playstyle. Your selection of faction, ships, admiral skills, fleet upgrades, and strategy will all influence how you approach and fight the enemy.
There will be no escape.
The light and fast vessels of Drakari pirate fleets dart in and out of combat, unleashing volleys of energy and escaping before retaliation can be dealt.
Yeah, run off like dogs.
Corrupted battlecruisers, bastions to chaos worship, pound enemy hulls with massive lances at great distance, while ramshackle orc vessels and horrifying Tyranid bioweapons prefer to close in for the kill through sheer brute force. The armoured prows of your vessels are as deadly as your weapons, and ramming is an effective way to finish off a wounded foe or utterly annihilate a smaller ship. Tractor beams, micro-warp drives, and other faction-specific abilities are vital for getting the enemy in range for a devastating impact.
Get him! Let the galaxy burn! For the Emperor!
Stay tuned for part 2 of our battle overview, where we'll go into more detail on combat, destroying fleets, and winning in Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2.
Guys, alright, we'll be paying attention to that one. So, what I'll do is I'll just turn it, I'm going to turn the sound, I'm probably going to even do some playthroughs of that one, everybody, so, just so you know, I'm just going to turn the sound down now. And I'm just going to do a run through, just give a bit of a commentary on it. So some of my thoughts. So first of all, like visually, this looks absolutely stunning. The sound is stunning. It's literally like the first Battlefleet Armada, but on steroids. And the fact that they've got so much flavor in here, so much variety, like with the races. You know, like the Tyranids, you've got your organic, you know, your bio-organic. And then you've got your, you know, your mechanical, which is like your Necrons. So you got like the flesh versus metal thing going on. Then you've got the Imperium, which is kind of like halfway between. And it's just grim, it's dark, the art style's there, the intensity, the climax, you know, the climactic scale is there. You know, the scale is there, and it's just looking fantastic. And I love the way that like they've actually made the space very interesting. So it's not just like, all right, you know, here's this empty void of space. Now go fight in it, and oh, you know, you can maybe there's an asteroid in the middle. Like that was kind of like the first game. It looks like there's more in the environment here that can actually affect the gameplay itself. So you know, you get laser beams and god rays and macro cannons and las cannons and every cannon. And that's fantastic as well. That looks pre-rendered. I'm not sure if that's in game, but you know, and it's fantastic. You know, I mean, you got the Drakari in there as well, so it looks like that. You know, the races are going to have really different play styles as well. You know, so as I said, like you've got brute force, and then you've got the sort of hit and run tactics and that, and you know, before I really don't think I played the Imperium guys and that a lot. And I did have a go of everyone in like the first Battlefleet Armada, but I just felt like once I kind of played the Imperials, I just love those Imperials. It's a Nurgle, man. That looks boss. That looks so awesome. You get full plague out, the other fleet ships and that. Put in the pestilence, the rot, the sacred rot of Nurgle, and But anyway, so look. Ramming, you got Tyranids ramming stuff, Orcs just going nuts, just like hitting stuff, explosions. I mean, this is going to be a freaking epic game. I mean, it looks epic, it sounds epic, it's gameplay-wise, it looks epic. It's capturing the chaos, capturing the fleet armada, it's looking to be really solid, really epic. I will pay and buy this without doubt. I mean, that looks like some kind of gigantic, absolute, crazy space Tyranid hive worm Dune. Yeah, awesomeness. That's what it is, right? So, yeah, Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2. All right. Wow, I wasn't following this too much. Like, I always knew like it looked good, and I was going to play it once I bought it. So, once it came out, I was going to buy it. But seriously, it's like, seeing this, seeing the actual gameplay, seeing what they got going on, is actually very, very encouraging, here. So, it looks like they've got some pre-order deals going as well. So, 10% discount, access to 2 betas. 25% discount, access to 2 beta. Oh, is a beta? So what, you're saying if I pre-purchase this now, that I can, like, play it now? Is that what they're saying? I'll need to check the legals, but I couldn't stream it. Like, it'd probably be a clause that I wouldn't be able to stream it. But yeah, I mean, look, so, we're gonna go through this. Look, as usual, I intend to make a 10-minute video. It ends up to be 45 minutes, but this is just too awesome, like, not to have a crack at. So, this is a battle overview part 1, right? That's the trailer we just watched. So there's gonna be more releases on this. There's gonna be more news on this, but this is it. So, Space Naval Combat returns in Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, improving on every facet of the first game to make a bigger, better experience for admirals everywhere. An even greater adaptation of the original board game set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Yeah, and it was actually a really good adaptation, and I'll give them that. As a computer game professional myself, I'll give them that. So yeah. Today's battle overview trailer is the first in a 3-part series that will teach you the huge number of options at your disposal in Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2. Get everything you need to know ahead of the first beta phase scheduled from December 5 to December 12. So there's obviously like a YouTube. This is the YouTube video we just watched, right? So I mean, I'm tempted in applying for this beta, but honestly, you know what, guys? I'm going to be doing a lot of painting. So yeah, because I reckon if I buy this, it's, nothing else is going to get done. So I've already got a crap load to do. So yeah, and including like I really want to pump the armies this holidays. So that's like my peak time, like when I'm building. Like every at the end of the year, like I just have this stack of Warhammer, and it's like, all right, time to just sit there and start like building it. I put together like 2-3 armies in like, in the Christmas holidays. So that's what I kind of decided with this channel. I'm just like, well, I'm doing it anyway. I may as well just record it and just like stick it up on YouTube for fun, because I literally just do it anyway. But all right, cool. I picked up some more knickknacks, by the way, as well, just today. But I won't go into that now. They're not very big. It's just little things like foams and sticks and glue tack stuff so when we do our airbrushing, because I'm pretty sure, guys. I mean, we know. No, we're pretty sure. We know the chapter approved 18 have already said it, that Grey Knights are going to be massive. So I don't want to digress too much, but I'm finishing off my Grey Knight army. I've got like 6,000 points to the guys here, and most of my armies are like 5,000-6,000 points. The only ones I've got a few of are just like Eldar and that. So yeah, but the rest of it, like I've got 6,000, 7,000 points of Tyranids even. I like playing them like 4 times. So, you know, when I go out and buy an army, you know, I really go out and buy an army. Anyway, look, I've digressed. So let's go back into what we were talking about. So with more factions and more ships come bigger battles. That's always a good thing. With larger fleets clashing to control over the Eye of Terror and the surrounding region of space, dubbed the Aegis Ocalarius, all 12 factions from the tabletop are now represented, and each has unique ships, new mechanics, and much more to show off. 12 factions? Frick! Man, wow, that's awesome. I'm pretty sure they mean like the... well, I mean, Warhammer 40k's got more than 12 factions, but, you know, I don't think, like, Genestealer cults have got their own navies and stuff. It's just, like, the big factions, but I'm pretty sure that they just mean the Battlefleet Gothic Warhammer factions. So, yeah. Whew, wow, this is really exciting. So, be it unique ways of moving through space or weird alien weaponry and ships, each faction feels distinct from its peers. Hang on, peers. Doesn't that mean, like, you know, your friends, the people that you work with? These guys are meant to... Anyway, whatever. These guys are meant to be funny. Yeah, I don't know. Probably the incorrect use of words there, whoever wrote that. But, you know, I forgive you because it looks so awesome. Even those that share similarities such as the Eldari Corsairs and Sonari Craft Worlds or the Tau Protectorate Fleet and Merchant Fleet have differences in what they can field. This makes your faction selection and choice of ships, arrangements, admiral skills, and fleet upgrades totally customizable and massively impactful. Alright, so that was one thing I really liked about the first Battlefleet Armada. But once again, it was kind of just like, I just felt like that you change it. You could, you know, you could buff up your ships, you could buff up your admirals, you know, but I just felt as though, like, could have just been a little bit more, you know, like a little bit more, you know, effect on things, but, you know, whatever. So in the trailer, you'll see how all this combines with the layout of maps, capture points, the enemy fleet, and the various phases of battle to create a challenging and spectacular simulation of space combat. Prioritize targeting weapons of engines. That's the part I love. It's the whole Star Trek thing. Lock phases on target, locking phases. You know, Khan, they're locking phases. Fire, fire, you know, the whole Shakespearean naval combat. Anyway, kill crews with boarding actions to turn enemy ships into floating hulks, or to go all out on ramming enemy ships and committing to close quarter combat battles. I've always loved that. I have absolutely loved the concept of like 2 massive warships just coming at each other, ramming each other, okay, in space, and then shooting torpedoes out, boarding torpedoes with massive drills on it that drill into the enemy hull, and then Terminators just rock out and start, like, it's kind of like, it's awesome. It's just freaking awesome, you know? It's like, yeah, no, that's just a torpedo. It's just a torpedo guy, though. It's a torpedo full of freaking Terminators, you know? And they're like smacking down it. It's just, I love it, man. They really got to make a movie in this universe. I'm telling you, they got to get like Peter Jackson or something to, like, you know, direct it, and then with some of like the Games Workshop, you know, writers, but you know, not the ones that are writing that. Yeah, anyway, we're not going to get into that, but yeah, all right. So yeah, cool. Battlefleet Gothic Armada releases January 24th, 2019 on PC. Pre-orders receive a 10% discount ahead of the launch. 20% if they own the original Battlefleet Gothic, so that's me, everybody, because I own every Warhammer game in existence. Beta testing begins in early December for all pre-orders. So, I guess it's saying, yeah, if you buy it now, December 15th in a week, you can, like, play it, like, you know. And, like, let me tell you now, from a development standpoint, if it's a beta, so beta used to mean, you know, it was barely done and, you know, you start to do stuff, but beta pretty much means that it's nearly ready these days, and it's more like just an early access kind of thing. They might tweak a few things, but they wouldn't, you know, there's a public beta, and then there's an internal beta, and this would be the public beta, so it's like basically just a selling gimmick to get people to buy it, but I'm down with that, all right? So, Skirmish and Multiplayer, okay, I don't know if we could go through all this in this video, but we'll definitely have a skim through it. Just check it out over on Steam. I'll chuck a link on the video. You can read the rest of it yourself there. So here we have the Skirmish Multiplayer. All right. So there's skirmish in it. We've got some options. I'm just skimming it. Factions. All right, this is some meat and potato. So Imperial Navy, you can see here you got some awesome. So this is kind of like your Astra Militarum kind of stuff. And you can see your definite references to, like, this guy looks like Creed. You know, there's a few references there. The Imperial Navy is the greatest space-going military force in the 31st millennium, and perhaps in the whole of history. Only is its need to safeguard the millions of worlds of the Imperium prevents it from dominating the entire galaxy. What? They don't care about that. They don't want to safeguard anything. They just want to blow crap up. I don't know. I think the writer of this needs to check their package. You know, the Imperial Navy boasts a vast array of ships, classes, and a great variety of tonnage, offering a balance and a versatility to any fleet. Its ships are resilient, move at average speed, and shoot at medium range. So they're essentially like the baseline. They're like the Space Marine in the 40k tabletop. They're good at everything. Sorry, they're okay at everything. They excel at nothing, kind of thing. They're just an average. Then we've got the Astartes. So the Adeptus Astartes here, and so it looks like some Dark Angels. And is that this looks more like a Chaos guy. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. They came in an expansion pack on Battlefleet Armada 1, and I mean, of course, it's Space Marines. I bought it and I like it, but I don't know. I was kind of just like, you know, I wanted to see a little bit more from them. I really just think that these guys could be like, you know, in here with the Imperium, with the Imperial fleet. But anyway, they're here. The Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines, are the foremost defenders of mankind. The Emperor's spear thrusts deep into the heart of his foes. These genetically engineered warriors are implacable, unyielding, and know no fear. Adeptus Astartes vessels are expensive and therefore few in number. However, they are swift, mobile, and offer substantial firepower. Of course they do. They're freaking Space Marines. Space Marines are renowned for dealing ferocious damage during boarding actions or by conducting surgical teleport strikes on critical sections of the enemy ships. In addition, the Space Marines training renders them from entirely immune to morale effects. I mean, yeah, so like the thing is that, sorry, I just saw something there. Adeptus Mechanicus, holy crap. Maybe they were for real, like everybody's in this game. Holy crap. So the thing is with the Space Marines, the way that they roll is they're not like this force that like spearheads assaults. If you could kind of think of Space Marines operating like kind of like your Marines, I guess, in real life. I mean, they rock up. They're very maneuverable. They rock up in these transports and that. Their job is literally to deploy in special situations, you know, stuff things up very badly for the enemy and then get out of there. Like the Imperial, the Astra Militarum, the Imperial Navy, that's the Navy that basically, you know, that's like the brute force, the up front. They're the line ships, right? Like, you know, the Space Marine forces aren't going to like charge into a line of cruisers and battleships, right? That's just not what they're for. Their ships are designed to carry their Marines into combat, right? So then we've got Adeptus Mechanicus. So they're in here. The guardians of the Imperium fading technology and custodians of secrets deemed too dangerous or corrupting for the eyes of lesser men, they are stewards of terrifying mechanical might. The Adeptus Mechanicus field ships that are every iota as efficient as those of the Imperial Navy, further augmented by the most advanced technology at the Imperial's disposal. Their fleets are oftenly led by the Arc Mechanicus, a specialist battleship unit to the Adeptus of Mars. The Adeptus Mechanicus prefer to engage the foe at a distance and make extensive tools of Nova cannons and macro batteries, which the Imperium use anyway. But alright, whatever, you got to make them different. So, Chaos, okay, so that guy's looking really cool. So, Chaos, so, like their masters, the ships of the Chaos fleet were once loyal to the Emperor of Mankind, but the corrupting influence of the Dark Gods has warped them into something fouler and more dangerous. Now imbued with the hellish energy, they come to take revenge on an Imperium they once served. The Chaos Fleet offers a wide variety of ships spread across a great range of tonnage, allowing it to muster a force suitable for any engagement. Its vessels favour swiftness and long-range engagement. All right, then we got the Eldar, all right, or the Eldari. All right, Eldari craft worlds are cosmic lifeboats. The last remnants of a star-flung civilization, all but consumed by its own hubris. Forever teetering on the brink of annihilation, the craft worlders fight to defend their existence with ancient technology and the power of prophecy. Yeah, because like they basically birthed a chaos god by doing really naughty things. Eldari craft worlders fight from the swift vessels that favour hit-and-run strategies over sustained engagement, often using the cover of gas fields to shield their approach. Though more heavily armoured than other Eldari vessels, craft worlder ships are fragile compared to those of other races and demand careful maneuvering to achieve victory. And they do, because I remember playing them in the first game, and they were really powerful, but they're very weak. It's really hit and run. And then we've got Eldari Corsairs, which is a variant. Wild-hearted Eldari Corsairs can be found wherever the galaxy offers adventure and experience to thrill their highlighted senses. Reckless and mercurial, they owe no loyalty save for that they choose to give. Only a fool would trust them without good cause. Eldari Corsairs fight from highly advanced spaceport crafts that are lighter and faster than comparable vessels, but are also much more delicate. As such, their vessels rely on the extreme speed offered by their solar sails to avoid incoming fire, rather than on the ability of armor to absorb it. Alright? Oh, geez, how many of these more do I have to read out? Oh, my goodness. I don't have time to get my Pepsi. Frick. Alright, let's just have a look here. Drakari, I will read them out here, but I can't discriminate against anyone. You know, people are going to get upset. And chances are, if you got bored of me, you would have clicked off the video already. So, you know, striking from the dark depths of the Chimera, the Drakari enter the killing fields of real space in search of captives to slake their abominable desires and fuel their quest for immortality. Expect no mercy from the Drakari, have none to offer. The Drakari fleet is a collection of swift, deadly raiders, crammed with advanced technology that puts Imperial equipment to shame. Concealed by shadow fields, Drakari vessels ambush unsuspecting victims to unleash barrages of lethally sophisticated weaponry and launching remorseless boarding parties before their target has a chance to react. So they're kind of like, I don't know, they're a little bit tougher than normal Eldar, and they got a bit of Space Marine boarding action going on, right? Orcs, they're basically just completely random. So Orcs live in the violence of war for the ceaseless contest to prove themselves the strongest. Once an Orc war gets underway, there can be no hope of peace until the very last green skin is slaughtered. Even then, they will soon return. Orc ships are rusty, ramshackle, and assembled from whatever parts the mech boy had to hand, rather than a grand design. Nonetheless, they are every bit as potent as any ships used by any races. Orcs offer little threat to long range, but are festooned with heavy guns and grow increasingly dangerous as they close the distance. Moreover, the big red button offers the prospect of heavy ramming damage to anyone foolish enough to be caught in their path. So basically, anyone who doesn't know, the big red button is essentially a red button. It's on the commander's seat. They push it, everything just goes ballistic, and the ship just uses all its power to like kamikaze into the other ship, and they die, but the other ship gets destroyed as well, or they get marooned and they get stuffed up as well. So anyway, so we're on to the Necrons. So this is really interesting. Looks like most people are here in this game. So most of the races are here. So Necrons. Ageless masters of the galaxy, the Necrons emerge from the stasis tombs to reclaim worlds lost to the ravages of time and the encroachment of lesser races. Coldly regal and slow to acknowledge outsiders as beings worthy of survival, the Necrons will sweep aside all in their path in their quest to restore lost glories. Necron warships are costly and often outnumbered. However, their living metal hulls are heavily armored and capable of regenerating damage even in the heart of battle. Mastery of the Gauss technology lends their weaponry extreme precision, allowing the Necrons to inflict crippling damage on an unpredictable foe. I got a feeling they're going to be a little bit OP, but whatever. Tyranids. Tyranids exist only to feed, to reduce living matter into thick, nutrient-rich gruel to sustain the Hive Fleet in its nomadic voyage across the stars. I got a few theories on that, but I won't talk about it now. There is no common cause to be struck. No negotiation to be attempted. You either fight the great devourer until you can fight no more, or yield to its hunger. Tyranids' bioships are numerous, fast, and expendable. Few individual vessels pose a substantial threat, but when arrayed in overwhelming numbers, they are almost impossible to defeat through conventional tactics. Tyranid vessels are at their most dangerous at close range, where they can devour enemy ships in hold as a whole. So in other words, they can just eat the ships. They're just gonna like go up to you and start eating through the ships. The foe's only hope is to take advantage of their weak armor as they close, because once the feeding begins, nothing can stop them. Alright, so it's basically you got to get rid of these guys before they get to you. Okay, so then we got the Tau. The protection fleet, known as the Call or Vash in the Tau language, was a purposeful extension of overhaul of the Tau Empire's merchant fleet. As the Tau Empire expanded, an increasing scope and scale of threats to the greater good demanded that dedicated warships be created, lest the Tau be overwhelmed and their noble conquest throttled by selfish aliens. The protection fleet is composed of well-equipped, high-efficiency ships capable of devastating long-range engagements. However, then their relative fragility and lack of speed make these ships vulnerable to swifter, more resilient foes. So essentially, they're like glass cannons. In the early days of their space-borne expansion, the Tau made little distinction between trade and conquest, for both offered opportunity. The heavily armed and armoured trading vessels served them well in the early conflicts, blazing a trail of expansion that has never since gutted. The Tau merchant fleet is composed of very few slow and well-equipped vessels. Each is equally capable of destroying the foe at a variety of ranges, relying on their formidable shields to keep the vessel intact, while barrages of ordnance and torpedoes reduce the enemy to ruin. Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 releases on Steam on the 24th of January 2019. You can already pre-order for beta access early December and a 10% discount. Returning Battlefleet Gothic Armada players on Steam instead benefit from a 25% loyalty discount on their pre-order of Battlefield Gothic Armada 2. I might put down on this right now. So anyway, look, I'm going to wrap this one here, everybody, because I really got to get a can of Pepsi or a tea or something like that, because that was some nuts reading. Sorry for butchering a few words there, everybody. But I'm sure you can understand yelling into a microphone for probably like an hour takes its toll. All right. So look, I'm really looking forward to this game. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on the game. If you're looking forward to it, if you think it's going to be a bit of a fizzer. All right. Let me know in the comments what your favorite faction is. You know. Okay. Let me know your play style. Let's have a chat about it. I love Warhammer. I want to talk to you about it. Okay. And you know, once again, thanks to all my subscribers for tuning in and my viewers. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Click the little red button down below and also the little bell notification button next to it, okay? It really helps us when you do that, okay? Fantastic, everybody. I'm Steven, Command Centre Wargaming, and I will see you in the next battle, brothers. Take care.